Lumberyard prices got you bleeding cash? One portable mill on a utility trailer can flip fallen trees into four-figure weekends. Stick around because I'm handing you the exact playbook Ben used to turn storm-damaged logs into a $68,000 side business in a single year. You'll watch him pick the right mill, price every board foot, dodge the nail in the log nightmare, and land the single contract that paid off his machine in one Saturday. The moment we break down his real numbers, you'll see why people happily pay him instead of the big box store. Ben's story starts the morning his neighbor chainsawed an oak that crushed a fence. Instead of sending the trunk to the dump, Ben Googled portable sawmill business, found that owners nationwide earn $160 to $300 per hour on-site milling, and that many charge a $400 minimum plus a travel fee. 2 cups of coffee. Later, he dove into Craigslist and spotted a barely used Wood-Mizer LT15 with power feed. List price new as $8,000, but the seller wanted $5,500. The brochure claimed up to 320 board feet, an hour on softwood logs. He ran the napkin math. At a conservative 300 board feet per hour, typical for small band mills with one helper, even charging a modest 75 cents a board foot nets $225 an hour. 2 Saturday gigs a month, and the machine pays itself in half a year. Decision made, trailer hitched. First, Ben mastered blade science. A 7-degree hook digs hardwood. A 10-degree hook speeds through pine. He bought a $350 manual sharpener, so every blade saws 5 logs before retirement. Dull steel, waste fuel, and wavy boards won't sell. He also learned log layout. Horns, butt swell, turned to the loader, pith centered in the cant. Faceboards first, so waste gathers on the slab pile instead of underfoot. Marketing was a Sharpie and plywood sign at the farmer's market. Got logs? I'll turn them into cash-ready lumber. Text Ben. Within a week, he booked 3 cedar lots felled for a power line project. Utilities often give wood away if you haul it. Free raw inventory beats buying logs. On the first job, Ben milled 1,600 board feet of cedar in 6 hours with one helper, averaging 267 board feet per hour. Not brochure speed, but close. At 90 cents a foot, the customer wrote a $1,440 check. Fuel cost, $42. Blades, $36. Helper, $120. Net $1,242 before tax. He posted time-lapse clips on Instagram. The satisfying peel of each slab pulled 40,000 views and 10 new inquiries. Ben keeps pricing simple. Custom milling at the client's place. $100, travel some, setup inside 35 miles. Then 90 cents per board foot hardwood, 75 cents softwood. Minimum $400. Slab sales from his own log pile. Live edge walnut at $6 a board foot. Maple at $4. Hardwood retailers in his city list walnut between $15 and $18 a foot. Customers happily pay Ben for green wood when it costs a third of kiln-dried store stock. Cash really pops when he sells value-added planing, kiln drying, and epoxy river table blanks. But to keep this guide laser-focused, we'll stick to the core milling income. Month 3 delivered a gut punch. A blade screamed, sparks flew, and the cut lurched sideways. He'd hit a hidden railroad spike buried in an urban oak. The log jammed. The customer looked nervous. Worse, a replacement blade and belt would burn an hour and $40. This is where many newbies shut down. Ben flipped a setback into a systems upgrade. He bought a $180 handheld metal detector and wrote a metal policy. Client signs a waiver. If metal wrecks a blade, they owe $25 for the damage. Most agree because the rule sounds professional. He also added a first log test cut to every job. Shallow pass, quick peek for sparks, saves headaches. He then tackled downtime math. Average blade swap, 7 minutes. At 200 plus, revenue an hour, each wasted minute costs $3. Ben organized blades, wrenches, lube, and spares in a labeled box by the mill, shaving swap time to 4 minutes and saving roughly $40 per Saturday. Equipment debt still loomed, so he chased repeatable work. Tree Services handled dozens of trunks weekly, but lacked milling rigs. Ben printed a one-page rate sheet and visited 5 arborists. 2-bit. Now every time they fell a yard tree, they pitch milling instead of dump fees, and Ben kicks back 10% on any job they bring. Leads doubled overnight. The learning curve steepened with logarithmic math. Board foot yield isn't guesswork, it's Doyle scale. A 24-inch diameter, 10-foot oak log tallies about 280 board feet. He taught customers to pre-measure and text him the count, so quotes feel grounded, not hunch-based. Accurate estimates build trust and bigger invoices. Midsummer, a boutique furniture maker phoned, "Can you mill 12 black walnut logs this Saturday?" Need 8-quarter slabs, widest faces intact. With market walnut slabs retailing north of $15 a foot, the maker would clear serious profit if Ben delivered. He loaded extra blades, 2 helpers, and a pop-up tent for shade. Sunrise to sundown, they sliced 4,100 board feet. Just under brochure pace, but solid. At $1.10 a foot for premium hardwood, the invoice hit $4,510. Less $360 in labor, $120 fuel, $80 blades. Ben pocketed $3,950, wiping out the remaining note on the mill. The furniture maker pre-booked his next 5 logs and asked for kiln services once Ben builds a solar kiln, a side hustle transformed into a business by bedtime. Here's why the numbers work. Portable band mills make money in 3 layers. Service fees for milling, margin on selling your own slabs, and partnerships that funnel logs too valuable to mulch. Even running 300 to 400 board feet per hour with helpers, jobs can gross $1,500 before lunch. A traveled or setup fee filters tire kickers, a metal waiver guards blades, and a log volume quote keeps surprises out of your wallet. Stack weekend gigs, reinvest in efficiency. Sharpener, loader arms, solar kiln, and the machine stops being equipment and starts acting like an ATM that smells like sawdust.